What's up, y'all? It's Jimmy coming to you guys with another video. Before we get into the video, as always, make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. If you're not subscribe, please make sure you guys are hitting that notification button. Getting right into the video, I have a discussion video, something a little bit different than what I normally talk about. This time I'll be talking about a very tragic event that happened at Astroworld in Houston, Texas last Friday, where 8 individuals died, where a lot of them were kids. And when I say kids, I don't mean they were like super young, like 5 and under, but they were like 9, 10, 15, 16, even 21-year-olds, like I think the oldest one was a 28-year-old, if I'm not mistaken. First and foremost, rest in peace to all those that passed, because that is a very tragic way to go. You're going to these music festivals, you're going to these concerts to see your favorite artist perform, whoever it may be. It might not even be Travis Scott who's headlining. You might be someone performing under him, but at the end of the day, you're going to these concerts to have a good time, to hear your favorite artist, spend it with whoever you're going with, and no one should go to a concert fearing that they're gonna lose their lives. So I just wanted to do a little discussion video on everything surrounding the event. By any means am I an expert at concerts or how people handle things in like tense and stressful situations, nor was I at the concert, so I can't even provide my own actual like experience there. I've seen videos, I've read like different posts and things like that. I've seen both sides of the spectrum, right? People that are on the whole conspiracy side, which is one thing, and for the whole conspiracy theories, I'm not going to dive into that, because that is a whole nother topic. Whatever you want to believe, you can believe it, right? At the end of the day, you have your own free will, you have your own free thoughts, but that's not something I really want to discuss, just out of respect for those that passed away, trying to dive deep into their deaths and trying to figure out this whole meaning and everything behind that, surrounding that. What I more so really want to talk about is, I guess, who's to blame. Is it Travis Scott? Is it the security? Is it the event organizers? And to me, in my opinion, to simply put it, I really believe it's a combination of everyone involved. Of course, because it is Travis Scott's own music festival, his concert that he's headlining, at least only for Friday. He's gonna need to take a lot of the heat for it, and that's just the reality of the circumstances. Does that mean I think Travis Scott is 100% to blame in this case for everyone that passed away? In my opinion, I don't think it's his fault 100%, just because there were other factors in the play, right? Like, I don't know it because I wasn't actually physically there, but when I hear accounts of people saying they were screaming at Travis Scott, telling him to stop the show in the middle of his performance, and he was saying, what we're here for, I think that's a little bit concerning, right? There's like a fine line of Travis Scott has always been known for that like rager, very hype type of music, kind of like on the verge between like punk rock and rap. But I think when you have a group of people, right, your whole crowd is saying stop the music, stop the music, stop the performance, then that was something that was truly ignored. I'm kind of lost for words, just because like everyone said, he definitely had the biggest voice in the room that night and could have made some changes or stops to make sure that no one had passed, let alone one person. We had 8 individuals that had passed away, which is extremely unfortunate. But going back to it, with this whole Travis Scott thing, like I said, I think he has a lot of blame to account for, because at the end of the day, if you're hosting this, you have to be able to make sure that you are fully equipped with the proper EMT, security, people to pull out these like kids that are in dire need of like water or just wanting to get out of the crowd. I didn't go to this Astroworld in particular, but I did go 2 years ago in 2019, and then I also did see Travis Scott at ACL, where I was like maybe 2 rows behind the barricade from the very front. So I know what it's like to be at like a Travis Scott show in the middle of it. It gets very crazy, it gets very rowdy, depending on how big you are. you can easily be engulfed into that mosh pit, into that whole crowd, that crowd surge. That's been a thing that I feel like a lot of people have been talking about, where the crowd surge, where all of a sudden, Travis Scott, Drake comes out and people are bum rushing to the front, right? And there's an issue with that because the people at the very front are restricted with a barricade. So all these people are trying to push in, and there's like open space, right? Because it's at a big venue and people are just crowding in, squishing everyone in. So like I said, it's just unfortunate that this time, honestly, anytime, like I wish this honestly would never happen to anyone going to see a concert or a music festival or anything like that. Another thing people are considering is like, did Travis Scott encourage this type of behavior? I think the short answer to that is yes, right? Because that really is just his persona, and I'm not excusing him in any way, but that is his persona, right? Like he always has said, rage, riot, mosh pit, go crazy, but that doesn't excuse 8 people passing away, because a mosh pit shouldn't lead to that, right? Like that's just something you do at these various types of concert depending on the energy of them, but that doesn't mean that it should result in all of this unfortunate events that happened. And it's just a weird time right now where if you go on TikTok, social media, Instagram, Facebook, you really do have a lot of different spectrums talking about this event. You have like I said, one extreme end where people are 100% conspiracy theorists, believing it, really preaching that, talking about various different things relating to that. You have other people that don't necessarily think it's Travis Scott's fault at all, because maybe it was his team that failed him. And then you have people that think it's completely Travis Scott's fault. Like I said, I lie somewhere in the middle, a little bit closer to, it's Travis Scott's fault at the end of the day. He is one of my favorite artists, but I will say after this event, it did make me feel, a little bit iffy, to say the very least, right? Iffy is a very neutral word, but it did make me reconsider, just being a Travis Scott fan, going like, how did he let this happen? How did he let it get this bad? So I do remember, I got a couple texts the morning after where people were texting me saying, dude, what the hell happened at Astroworld? That shit was crazy. And I had no idea, because I wasn't really on social media. I wasn't looking at the news the night before. And so I looked it up and it said, Astroworld, 8 people dead. So the first thing I did was I went to Travis Scott's Instagram to see if he issued an apology or anything like that. And this is what rubbed me the wrong way. There's kind of 2 parts of this. So this was when he first dropped his new song. I forgot what the song is called, like Dystopia or something like that. And there was nothing about an apology or nothing where he was like, something could have gone wrong. And that rubbed me the wrong way. I'll say right off the bat, I was just like, how could all this have happened and you not even make a statement or anything? I know there have been talks about how he can't say sorry, because if he publicly says sorry, then that means he's ultimately admitting fault. And if that's the case, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that, because, that's the very least of what these families deserve for losing their loved ones. And then the second one is where you had his apology on his story, where he was basically holding the phone like this, talking and, just kind of feeling very remorseful, talking his whole spiel. And I'll say, as someone who is or was a Travis Scott fan, hearing his apology, what he was saying it just didn't seem genuine to me, to simply put it. I was watching it and it just seemed kind of like BS to me. Like maybe I was being too pessimistic or whatever it may be, or just seeing the negatives, but I don't know, like it just didn't seem genuine. So yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions on the situation down below in the comments. Like I said, this is an extremely unfortunate event that happened where 8 kids had to lose their lives. I mean, I think everyone was under the age of 30, and that is extremely young, right? You have like little kids from like 9 to 10, I think, that had lost their age, maybe 14 if I'm not mistaken. And I think the oldest person was 27, but really tragic, really unfortunate. Like I said, rest in peace to all those, and I hope their families are able to heal slowly but surely. But it's gonna wrap up the video. This is a little bit more somber, sad discussion video than what you guys are probably used to, but you know, it's just something that has been just so talked about. I just wanted to hop in there and talk to you guys about that as well. But until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.